Looks like perfect weather to go sailing, doesn't it? Because if you ever felt like packing up your life, hitting the open road or hitting the open seas, that's exactly what our next guest did when they took on the ultimate sea change. They sailed around Australia.
Yeah, Craig and Kerry Margetts took their two boys and the family dog on a year-long adventure, and they join us now from Brisbane, along with the expert who helped turn their dream into a reality, Brent Vaughan, joining us here in the studio. Good morning to you all. Craig, if I could start with you, this trip obviously a huge challenge to take on. Explain why you decided. A lot of people talk about these things and dream about it. You actually did it. So tell us what triggered that decision and where you went.
Yeah, thanks, Georgie. We'd been thinking about cruising for some time, and I guess a few different things aligned. There was going to be a rally around Australia. It didn't actually go ahead, but we used that as the basis of the planning. And a couple of other things. We had some time up our sleeves in terms of some holidays on long service leave. And also we'd met a number of people who'd done this sort of thing when they were older and were complaining about their arthritis or their lumbago, and we thought we'd go away, we could enjoy it with the kids while the kids were at a good age.
And Kerry, you had quite the health scare just before this trip. Can you share that with us? And I guess, did that influence your decision to actually make this trip?
Yes, it certainly did. We were sort of thinking about it, and we had been for quite a while, but when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, we decided that let's do this while we still are physically fit and mentally fit enough to enjoy it and not just simply do it for the sake of doing it. And we did thoroughly enjoy every bit of it, and I think, looking back, that I don't know that I could do it again, but I'll certainly do other little trips, yeah.
And Kerry, am I right in saying you're now in remission and hopefully looking healthy and well?
Yes, I do. I feel really good.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. I'm so glad you got that trip in. Brent, let's talk to you, because you were behind Kerry and Craig being able to implement this. Who is this doing something like that? Who is it suited to? Because not everyone could take on something like this.
Well, that's really interesting, though, because lots of people assume that you've got to have like a lifetime of experience on the water and have spent, you know, decades mastering seamanship. But in reality, most of my customers have had very little sailing experience and often had never had a big boat before. And that's where what Craig and Kerry did. They put a boat into charter for a number of years, started softly, got some experience on the water in locations like the Whitsundays and Sydney Harbour and in Brisbane, in areas that are really beautiful to sail, but you're building up slowly towards a larger trip. And the boat that they did it on, a modern catamaran, they're just ideal for, they're like a modern apartment on the water, you know. You've got stability, they're nice, spacious living spaces and really easy to operate. So by doing this through charter and getting experience, it's actually not that big a deal.
But let's say you got into trouble doing this, though, Brent. I mean, is there, who are you going to call? I guess is the song title I'm thinking of.
Well, you're right. This is one of the last great adventures. There aren't safety nets out there. So you do have to build up your experience over time, and that's where putting a boat into charter and working away from it added over a number of years. And the charter mechanism helps fund the boat, and you pay the boat down through finance. So we're finding people that are busy career people are able to do this, get some experience up, and then eat away bit by bit at something that seems like an epic adventure. Actually comes down to more bite-sized, smaller little trips.
Okay.
All right. Craig and Kerry, this obviously involved taking your two boys out of school. I'm really keen to hear how that went in terms of how you homeschooled them, the experiences they had along the way.
It was an interesting time because it was right at the time when the Queensland curriculum changed. So the first half of the year was through the very paper-based, very traditional School of Distance Education, which was brilliant. As we changed over Christmas to the new year, it changed to a new, very internet-based system, which was much more challenging for us. And to be honest, towards the end of it, we were more focused on what we were doing, what we were seeing, and the schoolwork did fall aside a little bit.
But Kerry, I think you'd agree that a life experience like that can make real fine young men.
Oh, my word. And I think just simply the places that we visited that we couldn't have seen if we weren't on the boat, and they were a part of everything that we did, you know. I remember one time we were at Crocodile Creek in the Kimberleys, and we were the only boat, and we took up almost the whole of the water pond there, but we had nowhere to... we couldn't anchor, we couldn't, you know, tie up. So our son and myself, Stevie and I, we got in the little dinghy and climbed up the rock faces, and there were hooks and ropes already there, and we joined the boat to the rock face. So it was very interesting.
Thinking on your feet.
And Stevie did it.
Thinking on your feet, thinking on the water. Well, thank you all for coming. It sounds like an extraordinary journey, and we really appreciate you sharing your story today.
Yeah, and if you'd like to take a year off to sail around the country, just like Craig and Kerry...
Sounds good.
You can check out the website, seaboundsabbatical.com.au.